Yes, in a private jet, I enjoyed what Pascal told. We are facing exactly the picture is exactly the same. The world during the crisis in the aviation has stopped from the day before and the day after. All the aircraft were parked on the airport, and then you can imagine the impact from the economic situation for a company like us. Yes, we are also, you can imagine we are running more than 120 aircraft from China to Europe. This pandemic has started in China already. This means for our business, all the operation a few months before that, the Europe moved to the quarantine, all of that. We had already a few experience from our colleague in Hong Kong, Beijing, all of this area, Shanghai, and then what we applied there, we apply exactly the same here in the Europe, just a few months after. Now, just few words. We are already as a company, we are already well, I would say in terms of technology, digitalization, we are using a lot of paperless apps for customer experience, operation, supply chain. One thing that after this pandemic, all the people working from home, running operations, they realized that how the company were already digitalized. And then when the people were working from office on daily basis, they had the technologies, but they are not really collaborate with the office, just the colleague just near to the office on the floor. We were using a collaboration less than during from home. And then in 3 days, we moved to a complete without stress from home. I would say 50% of the person. Now, what Pascal told this supply chain, there is one thing where it is really common. It's clear. The only from operations, these are already started again, but the challenge now for the aviation is the passenger, is to be safe, to make sure that everything is going in the right way. The confidence will come back, etc. I would say between the commercial aviation to the private aviation, there is one main difference: is the customer. In the customer in commercial aviation, you need to have a full aircraft before to go to fly. But in a private aviation, you could have one aircraft with one customer on board, or 2 persons on 10 people. You see, from the economic point of view, it is completely different. The common point also, what we have is all the passport, all of these documents that they need. It's clear in private aviation, in terms of regulation, is exactly the same. But when you arrive at the airport, also is in less for 10 minutes you are in the aircraft. You know, we are running paperless with passport, all of this type of the application. The only missing point where it is very interesting, we are not using this blockchain technologies, because we don't have any for the moment any needs. But it could be good for us also to join some partnership in order to make sure that the document which is available into an apps like a passport is authenticated from the legislation, etc. And this is very interesting. Now, joining again what Pascal told, around there is a lot of stakeholders, and you know, to agree with the blockchain technologies to make sure that all, yes, again, this is my perception, to align all the stakeholders around the standard. This is the challenge, I would say, from my point of view. Yes, this is the current situation that we are in TAG Aviation. In reverse to the, I'm just coming back in the economic. For us, it is already the customer, the aircraft is already flying into the country where it is open. Okay, we started to fly. We are around 70% of our aircraft are already flying. And this is the big difference between commercial aviation and private aviation. You know, for an owner of an aircraft, what is interesting is to go, I don't know, in London to do some business, or he will use these aircraft for vacation. And then for us, the business is back already at the 70% of the capacity. And this is our story, I would say.